Hello everyone, I'm Silverraptor, and welcome back to another War Game Red Dragon replay commentary video where we are playing with the Yugoslavia deck that we made in that last War Game deck creation video, where I am joined by Lion, Saxarov, and Bora. And we're going up against Gun Scout, Ptolemaeus, and Computer that has gotten human-like intelligence. So we are going to start this game underway, playing with that Yugoslavian deck that I mentioned in the previous match. As you can see, I am going left, while everyone else is going to the respective location on 38th perpendicular, and we shall go speed things up while this game starts. And I do have a bit of a confession to make. This is actually my second time recording the whole video because I'm an idiot and decided to record this with my microphone off and not realizing it until after I checked the video afterwards. So this is part 2. I might go through things a little bit fast just so I can get the video up for you guys. But as you can see, I am going into the center here with Sax. He's going to be having some recon while I am going to be sending above with some sniper recon infantry down into this forest area here. Already there's some artillery coming on, trying to hit a Z9, not finding it very easy. The enemy has an F-15A Eagle flying overhead with a Kiowa and doing a bit of a heli rush trying against him. But of course, Bora's Preka does take out that Kiowa just fine. Looks like a scout APC vehicle is coming down the center here. Some kind of vehicle tried to take a pot shot at my Preka AA pieces, but the M84 did shoot it down nicely. The AMX-10 RC does get taken out by my Vihor. And I have secured this forest region overlooking onto Gregory while definitely putting my stuff in the back. Oh my word, there's a heli rush going on back here. So yeah, the enemy did a huge heli rush. My bad not having to recon the spot for that. But they are going to be moving forward. My CV didn't have the guns off, so it is revealed, especially with the Tiger exceptional recon. I'm just playing hodgepodge right now while we bring in our Sava and Shilka to shoot at as many of these helicopters as possible, see if we can take these out. I do successfully take out, looks like a Tigray out there, as well as another helicopter, but the last of my infantry CV is trying to take over this place. More and more of our anti-air is coming forward in terms of the Igla and the Shilka. I even brought forward some Praga cheap 15-point vehicles, as there's just a number of Tigray perhaps now just one Tigray had left. But he just needs to figure out how to stop him with our CVs. Had's going after that BOV. Or no, it's going after the recon. There's a CV tank, which has missed 2 of those missiles so far. But I'm pretty sure this one's going to hit. No, that missed 2. Oh my word. Stabilizer malfunction. Now engaging with the autocannon. And it looks like it's out of HOT2. Does take out the tank with a autocannon, but the HQ-7 a little too late. Shyly shoots down the HAD, and it looks like they had a CV right here that my Praga did successfully take out with the help of Sax KA-52, but they managed to bring in some VABs and some Legion 90s here that we are definitely going to have to try to react. This has definitely started off to a big explosive game right now. There is a push right here onto the right, as well as a lot of helicopters, so a lot of action going on through there. CV is going to be coming forward into Boris shortly, hopefully. And I'm actually moving up my tanks. There actually was a ATGM is firing here, so I'm having my tanks fire at where those missiles are coming from. Try to see if we can shoot at the ATGM squad. That missile does miss. And they do retreat their ATGM squad wisely. So I'm going to keep moving up my tanks. I want to see if I can get over the way to the shot. Up, here comes the Peace Rhine. Does take out my recon tank. One of my Praka missiles does hit the Peace Rhine, but it's not enough to take it down. As we continue moving forward, there is some infantry in here. I do move up my HT-40 to see if I can get close enough with the rocket pods of the KA-52 to be able to take it down. Speed it up just a little bit more. Right now, everything's kind of all quiet everywhere. I am just moving my infantry forward into this building area and the Vidra and the OT-M60PP there. And they did shoot down my helicopter because it got too close to the VAB. I knew I should have just left it there on the forest line. And they do bring in a CV. And this is basically our main focus. If we could take this, hopefully we can... I do get a lot of ground recently. But, oh no, the Vaps are coming across the river. And my Pingauther should have instantly retreated, but I thought, oh no, it would be fine. This is enough in suppression. They can't see up over, but oh no, I was wrong. Instantly the fire begins. I know they're going to take out that vehicle at no time at all. So I had to unload my CV, try to get it hidden into the forest just in time. I have a BOV Rakitas coming out with its regular and napalm rockets. If it could just get those Vabs before they could shoot at my CV, but nope, they unload their full mighty firepower of the autocannons. As ZTQ from Lion is going to come forward to try to take out these Vabs before they can cause any more damage. One of the shots missed. The Rakitas does successfully stun the Vabs T-2013. And just one more left. If the ZTQ can get into range, that would be great. Sax did unload a CV into Boris, so we'll be able to start reinforcing here into Boris very shortly. But I do suspect that they have the infantry here into this forest line, so I am waiting for some points so I can get up. But oh no, Zax brought in a BT-70 with CV, and the Legion 90s instantly descended, as well as the BTR-D is going to be ambushed by these Legion 90s as well. Knowing that they just fired their missiles and their slow fire rate with those missiles, I instantly dropped the OTM-60 PBs. The other BTR-D does take out those missiles just in time. As I unload my Mechazavonia Pez, I know I butchered that, so I'll just call them the Pez. And they are going to engage the Legion 90s in close combat. And the Legion 90s aren't actually, I don't think, the greatest at taking out infantry. So my Pez should be able to take out these guys just fine, especially with the help of the KA-52, providing some autocannon support. So, just gonna quickly clear that up, get the fire fight underway. My Pragas are going to go over to the FOB to reload, as it looks like we've secured the solid position on the right and a pretty good front line. Just finally cleaned up the last of the resistance. My Pez are distracting the Legion 90's light machine gun, unable to use their Eric's missile, while the Norinov helps out with its point-blank range and rapidly fire gun. And now my Pezes don't have any vehicle transports, and they're quite badly wounded, so they're going to have to walk all the way to this FOB in order to resupply quickly. Now that we have cleared it up, it's time to reconsolidate. I keep pushing my units forward into this forest line to make sure that I can try to hold them off if they kind of do a land push into Jot. I'm going to move my infantry, see if I can get even further down, but Peace Rise did manage to see one of my vehicles. My AA did come in and successfully take that out. As the reinforcements are starting to come forward, Sedke's going to run across into this tree line, see if it can spot stuff even better. Looks like they are going to try to take out my infantry before they move forward. Tiger's moving forward as my tanks are in full retreat. Missile does miss, but I am forced to retreat my tanks. I know that I've way overextended with no AA, and they're going to pick off my tanks at their leisure as another Peace Rhine came over and takes it out. So now we are a bit thin over here on the left front, having to spend so much time dealing with this hella rush in the back line. And all of my units are AA pieces now, because I thought I'd still have tanks by the time they come up here. So I need to start spending all my points and to form a defensive line before I can take Fedor. So all in all, very good tactics by the enemy so far. Looks like Sax has a nice tank AA front line here in the middle of Dimitri. We just need to get a CV to take over Dimitri successfully, as my Pez finally reach the FOB just in time, and there is a vehicle out here in the open, not quite into the forest line. Looks like a recon infantry vehicle for it, and we will speed this up as I'm just trying to get my units into a good enough position to try to hold off the enemy. The Praga will screen with their guns. They do have kinetic 2 AP power, so they are be able to provide a little bit of armor penetration power, but I don't expect it to hold off very long. Hopefully the Rakitas can stun the enemy while the Pragas can shoot them as they move forward. Finally, an Mi-8T with a CV is going to come over and take over for Elena, and another CV is going to be coming up into Dimitri. A lot of mortars came. Not sure if they actually hit anything. They're just peppering stuff right now. And my Senki squad was taken out. I think they were indeed spotted, which is a shame, as the enemy is just flying around Vigans for a superiority fight. And all in all, the enemy is making some pretty good ground. They did hit us a bit with the cheekiness. PA Tiger 2 is revealed. My Praka is taken out as another Praka fired at a Priest Shrine. One does successfully hit. Another missile comes, successfully hits both of those Peace Shrines, so they're now going to be both out of position. That's a Praga. Do pepper them a bit with the fire as an angle and tries to take it out. Don't take out any Peace Shrines, so that is a bit unfortunate, but it is cluing me in that the enemy's going to be very, very air-focused, and my Pez have finally fully resupplied here at the FOB, and they are going to now walk all the way to get to this building compound and try to defend up with the Senki Recon Squad here on the left. And I'm finally bringing in, confident enough to bring in the Pin Gauther with a CV to take over Fedor so that we can finally get more points to get for reinforcements. And I finally have now one tank, an M84A. It's going to be moving up into this forest line to help defend, as an AMX-10RC Recon is going to be coming forward into this tree line to see if they can spot anything. But what they don't know is this Senki have a 2 AP power but kinetic sniper rifle. So, as he gets closer, but now that he has an optics failure, his recon value is not very good, as the sniper rifle, with 4 shots, successfully takes it out just short before it could get into the tree line. That is unfortunate for him. I do move the Senki because they are a 2-man squad, and I expected them to mortar or artillery that place very shortly, as they have finally also captured Gregory. As we're just basically, like I said, reconsolidating our front line, trying to get our defenses up and running. My Pin Gauther is finally getting in here, and I have decided to play a bit of mind games. The Pin Gauther is actually going to drop off the CV here in this building compound. And then the Pin Gauther itself, after it's unloaded its precious VIP cargo, going to head over and just loiter around this building compound. So in case they spot this, they'll try to think the CV is in this building, is my hope. So, just a little bit of mind games to make sure nothing sneaky happens. And Mexis is going up against a Vidra. Vidra is out of Maluka missile, so the Leopard is going to win that. T80UM does chase off some stuff in the center. And it looks like so far our allies are holding the right, as we are just constantly reconsolidating the left. I'm bringing forward some Manpad squads, as a Nighthawk finally gets shot down by the Neva. Excellent shot. And with these Manpad squads, I'm hoping, because they keep bringing in their Peace Sprites over here on the left, that we will be able to finally have enough solid AA line defense against those planes, and the light tanks can finally do their job. So far, it hasn't worked out because those planes have been shooting any tank that has come forward. I'm also going to double the AA value with these Neva MITs, which are non-radar guided, so I'll definitely be able to take them out and hold the phone. Fallschirmjäger 90s under the cover of smoke are going to be pushing forward, but my Pez have arrived just in time on foot from that FOB, or from the spawn point. They have actually managed to arrive and are able to blunt this assault with their very good machine guns. But of course the one OT-60PB who was helping out shooting at the Fallschirmjägers does get taken out by the volley of Peace Shrines, so I'm definitely making it good on bringing in lots of AA. The Shields are now engaging against the Fallschirmjägers, which are not very good because they are a 2-man squad. Fallschirmjägers are a 2-man squad as well, but they do have much better guns. My Pez and the Senki are going to have to try to chase them down, but the M84A is going to be able to provide some covering fire with its shell, and we successfully do take out the Fallschirmjäger 90s. But now these guys are a little wounded up, and I need to resupply them, so I'll definitely bring that forward. STRV-121 is shooting at a ZTQ. I think the STRV-121 has an advantage over the ZTQ, and it does look like it. But the Conqueror's M does manage to hit them with its Conqueror's M. It definitely takes that out. And this is something that's annoying. I did not notice that they set the forest on fire here, so my Vidras are going to be freaking out for the rest of this game. I am a bit Sorry about that. Looks like there's going to be a bit of a push here in the center. Bora is now kind of thin on infantry. Proletary 90, they're not going to be able to hold off that amount of riflemen or Canadian airborne. VAB T2013 clues into the fact that we have some uninvited guests into that forest line. The OTM-60PP is going to have to hold off with its Royalist recoilless rifle as the Pez are going to get into the building compound, please. I told you to get into this building compound. Let's see. Oh, you're going into that building compound so they can get closer to the FAP and resupply, though that might be a little tall order. Up, here comes a plane, but I have my Nevas in position if he so much as come forward. Smoke is coming in. I knew that there would be a lot of smoke and I wouldn't be able to see until they're right on top. So I moved the Pez back so that they have good screening cover from the OT M60PBs, and the Nevas have taken fire. Both missed the peace lines, but the peace lines are now evac. They know that I have aircraft AA, or airplane AA, rather than merely the helicopter AA with the Prakas that they've had for the time being. I have a Jastrib coming in. It has rocket pods. I did tell him to open fire, but it decided not to fire its rocket pods, and I'm going to have to evac that. The VAP did take out my OT-60PP, and they are smartly smoking out the M84A, so it cannot provide any covering fire from the Legion 90s. Knowing that they are coming forward, I am retreating my Nevas back, as the VAPs are going to be hunting that down. The Pez are going to try to defend against the Legion 90s. Senkis have been taken out as the Shiloh left with their AA pieces. Nevas are in full retreat as one VAP is trying to chase them down. Oh no, it's actually in range. It's going to start opening fire with its autocannon gun. A J7H with a 1,000 kilogram bomb is going to try to bomb where the Legion 90s are. My M84A did retreat back so we could be able to shoot at these VAPs before it could take over the FAP. That's definitely taken out as my Jastrip did come forward with its rocket pods, take out the other VAPs, saving my Nevas. Which is very key because these guys are a lot of points, and they are definitely very good at taking on the enemy aircraft. My M84A is going to retreat into this forest line because I do suspect them to keep pushing through here and to soon push through this forest line as well. I do have reinforcements coming, but they are a little too late to get to that building in time, as I also have a T-55H Eggman, which has a very nice accurate gun for its price, and that's going to be able to try to hold off the enemy from pushing forward. Nevas coming forward, shooting, takes down one of the peace rides. Peace rides do not see the Nevas firing, do take out my Eggman. Another missile's coming for the peace brine, and success! Definitely took out another peace brine as a Praka missile does get used up. Going to have to retreat to Praka so it can be resupplied. Legion 90s are going to be moving forward after my Praka, but the M84A is going to quickly acquire them and to fire their rounds. Take out one of the Legion 90s. Prakas are opening up at the VAB T2013 as the enemy is pushing forward heavily. The Pragas did wound up the VABs, but with enough tanks and autocannon support, its full retreat is in order. I am moving my Pragas and the M84 back to a more defensible position. The OTM-60 are going to go try to take the building, the forest area that the M84A was at, because the recoilless rifles have a shorter range. I definitely want them to be able to engage any vehicles that come forward, as the Pez were supposed to be hidden in the forest, but have decided not to. They're going to go try to take over this forest line area, see if I can do a little bit of a counter push and take that back. Jastrib is coming forward. I am definitely seeing a recon squad. It's just circling for now, so it's a bit closer, and I'm going to guess where the enemy recon vehicle is going to be. A 1,000 kilogram bomb landed. Not sure if it had accomplished anything, but unable to see where that autocannon fire was coming. One of my OTM 60 PPs was taken out. I should have shot at where the fire was, but I was still hunting where that recon squad would be, as they do successfully take out the OTM 60 PP. A Jastrip does take a shot by a Raphael, but it does get out just in time. The Raphael is flying too close to my Nevas. It tries to evac. One missile does hit. Missiles fire, but it just got out of range as the missiles travel and takes out the most expensive plane, well, that the French have. The Raphael, definitely a good pick-off on my part. Flew a little too close to my AA, and I am quick to move my Nevas because I am expecting bombs or artillery, because this is the only thing keeping off their massive air assault. from moving forward. Tanks are shooting at the Pez. The Pez are closer to the forest. I am going to have to force rushes for the tree line to see if they can get there just in time and stay alive. Will they survive? The answer is no. That was my bad. A Vegan is coming forward, providing a little more air superiority, as it seems like 40 Proletary is going to be a massive push on Bora with Bora's forces. Proletary is going to get into this tree compound, and these are cheaper, and they are shock trained. Vegan is shot at by the Neva and is taken out by the Tunguska. Another Vegan is being shot at by the Buck. Does get taken out as well, so we are whittling away the enemy's air force one at a time. Another Buck shoots down another Vegan as the push from Bora is continuing. VAB T2030 was taken out by my M84A as another one is out of range. I am moving my M84A back a bit more into the forest line so it has a longer sight radius to be able to shoot at any enemy forces coming forward. Recon squad tank is coming forward, as well as the illustrious exceptional optics with those Malayuka missiles. I am expecting a full-blown push down here into the center region any moment now, so I am just quickly trying to reconsolidate all of my defenses as I quickly can. Over onto the right, the Proletary are begun pushing forward into the Riflemen and the Canadian Airborne. Riflemen are not the best infantry, especially against Canadian Proletary, but the Canadian Airborne are better. Can't somehow turn on the stats for them, but I can for anyone else. But it looks like they might be doing a decent job of pushing through, but the enemy is going to be pushing around with their helicopters here on the side. Let us speed this up to normal speed. And Oro is coming in with some bombs, but that is clustered. No idea where that is going to drop. Doesn't end up dropping. That is unfortunate. So the Zapakiba are overhead while the Proletary are beginning to whittle away against these riflemen, but more reinforcements are coming forward. I'm not sure this is actually going to work with Bora's part, especially with mortar support coming in. That is huge, as well as artillery fire. Yeah, Proletary are whittled down to size. We are going to have to retreat all of our forces. Igmans takes the first shot, or takes one hit, and the Nexus does indeed miss. Airplane comes in, but is quickly taken out by the combined power of all the Tunguska, as the Igman is taken out as well, as a counterattack is coming forward from Potemaeos. Dapakiwa is trying to strike around onto the right side where there is no AA actually present. Bradley is revealed, but the Paddle Bradley have a bombard system with 1050 range. They're going to open up with their missiles. Do miss. You need to move the Paddle Bradley. Bora, you need to take out the tank. One of those, Super Galib, does take out the tank that was moving forward. As the Proletary are onto their last legs. Oh, you could side shot the M1A1 Abrams as the Paddle Bradley just moves over. As I am just consolidating here onto the left side still. So this is where the action is. I see that there are helicopters coming in. We need to take them out. Here comes the J8C. Needs to take that out. Neva fires one of its missiles. Does take out the Kiowa at point blank range. There is a DAP as well if the Neva can get sight onto them. But the Bradley and the M1A1 are coming forward. Oh, Paddle Bradley, you are fired. You did not do your job in stopping that M1A1 from coming forward. J8C does take out the DAP, as well as the J7H coming forward. Jastrib does hit the Proletary bit, but is to try to keep the Bradley from pushing forward. F-15A is coming forward, but does fly over to Tunguska. And gets taken out with one last missile overhead. M1A1 Abrams is still pushing forward. Come on, Paddle Bradley, just kill the damn Abrams. Oh, over on the left, it looks like there's another couple of peace primes are going to be coming forward, but I have my Nevas waiting in place, but the peace primes don't get close enough. They're actually going to evac. That is unfortunate. So there is an M1 Abrams still here, not doing anything. The CV have been spotted. Lion needs to move his Zinuban before those artillery take it out. Oh, yep, there it goes. Moves the Recon. And the Paddle Bradley is in position to stop as more reinforcements are coming forward. That is a bad decision. The M1A1 Abrams can see those. Never mind. The Galib gets it. Okay, now that is the right decision. That was an attackums missile. That didn't do anything. Interesting. Looks like there's going to be a push coming forward. My recon squad is going to be firing with its Malyuka missiles and autocannons to shoot at these VABs that are trying to cross. M84A is also going to shoot with its VAB. Shoot at one VAB as they are coming forward. Spetsnaz Guru takes out an HLW. This is getting close to the end of the game. This is the final push that the enemy has to offer. IBV is going to open up with point-blank range with its Malyuka missiles. Takes out that VAB, no problem. Blows up. Whether there was infantry inside, we will never know. But now we are completely smoked out and unable to see that the enemy is continuing their push forward. Meanwhile, riflemen are engaging with these Monrika Pez, which are shock train version of the Pez. As with the backup from the Vidra and the Proletariat, these riflemen are going to be able to stop and blunt it in their assault. But the enemy is pushing forward deeply into here. IBV is trying to open up with an autocannon as much as possible, but the Legion 90s are going to take out the Vidras. No problem at all. Seeing that there's Legion 90 into this forest area, my M84A is going to back up because it only has 50 front armor and the Legion 90s have 25 AP power. Oh boy. So that front armor is definitely going to be needed, but I don't think it will be enough to hold off the Legion 90s. JHC flies a little bit too far forward into enemy territory. Norinov is in a retreat from the Legion 90s as these BTRDs finally unload some VDV 90s, trying to hold off the enemy force as they push forward. VDV 90s are going to, and BTRD are going to cause quite a bit of trouble for some Legion 90s from computer. Looks like they did take out one of them. Peace Ride was coming from my M84A, but we are actually fairly low on the AA department. Igla ends are going to fire. Do take out the Peace Ride. Perfect. This is very close in terms of points. We only have 10, well, was 10-point difference. Now they are leading by a total of 60 extra points. Come on, we need to hold. This is going to be very, very close. It's in the draw range. Was in the draw range. They are starting to gather a bit of an advantage here as the M1A1 is trying to shoot at the supply vehicles. Any bit of points matters. Temos is going to keep opening up with the M1A1. Proletariat are going to move up against the Pathfinders. Not quite a wise decision there, I'm afraid. A little short on the infantry, and they are being backed up by the M1A1, but that M1A1's only on one hit. Why isn't this T80 trying to take out the M1A1? Come on. Oh, but we have actually killed quite a bit of stuff, it seems like. We are now back in the lead. This has come down to the wire. Just 10-point difference yet again. 20 points difference. Oh man, just SIGs are dying left and right. Proletariat are going to fall. They are now in the lead as they are pushing forward. Looks like there's some rockets coming in. We are just trying to scrape away every last little bit that we possibly can. Reinforcements are en route with these OTM 60PBs coming forward. VDV 90s are holding off these Legion 90s as well. This is a very, very close game, as you can still tell. It's only 30-point difference as we are just killing everything. M1A1, oh, if that dies, this would put us a huge advantage. But doesn't look like there's anything that can really take it out, as it has disappeared from sight. Last minute less as VTV 92 fall. The enemy is in a lead, 6-5-60 to 6-4-90. Another thing shooting at it. The lead runner, oh no, to take it out, be taken out by the LVK V90, giving the enemy even more points. This is real. Native by close. They have not. I have a complete defensive wall here, but they're not actually coming down here. So that is actually very smart on them to move out. M84A is going to be also retreating to make sure that nothing ATGM can take them out, as all the Milan 2s are moving forward. My Pez are going to move forward as well. The JH7, you need to get out of there, my friend. You are way too far forward. OTM 60PV is moving up as the GRU are going to be able to take the Dragonov and try to snipe at the Legion 90, forcing them to no longer resupply, as the BRDM3 with his autocannon is going to be moving forward. And we are dead even, 6685 to 6685. Did we take out the Abrams? I am not sure, but that would explain it. Up, now we're finally in the lead again with only 13 seconds on the clock. 6, 7, 1, 5. Oh, this is going to be close. It's definitely going to be a draw, but who is actually going to get out on top with the points? L15M is going to drop the bomb. See if we can get any last extra points coming forward. Bombs don't succeed in blowing up as it looks like a complete draw with a difference of 15 points. As you can see, 6,715 kills to 6,700 losses. Very dead even, and the enemy did a very good job, especially being 3v4, as Pro did in fact leave at the beginning of the game. So they weren't able to, they were one man short, but they did an excellent job. Just quick kill feed, not very much, but Neva's definitely took out a lot of the Air Force, but definitely very close game. Enemy Air Force against tanks, very beneficial against the enemy. But I do want to thank you all so much for watching this episode of Wargame Red Dragon. Please do like, comment, and subscribe down below, and let me know if there's any other deck you want me to see make in Wargame Red Dragon, as I'll see you all in the next episode.